Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Game, and we are returning to Wolfraves 3. So last time around, we did fight a major battle in Southeast Asia in support of the land battles here. The Brits are trying to invade us in the Northern Marianas. We're trying to defend that. We've sent most of our fleets down here, and I think we're doing good. Last time we did win, we did sink one of their battleships, one of their light carriers, so that's good. But on the other hand, we did suffer quite a bit of damage in return. Most importantly, our two battleships, Sagami and Fuso, suffered pretty badly, especially the Fuso. She's going to be in dock for 5 months. Also, quite a couple of our other ships are currently in the docks, and that included quite a couple of ships here. I've sent most of them to be refurbished, so since they are in dock anyway being repaired, we might as well modernize them. That's quite a couple of these ships here. I'm not sure when I did put, not sure which exactly we put here, but yeah, it's just a modernization thing here. Most of them are smallish anyway, except for I think the Iwate that it has been refurbished, or that was in battle right now. And again, it's just 3 months instead of like 2 months, so that is a good choice here. Now, the issue is with the Sagami, there's really no point modernizing these guys. They are pretty modern. I wouldn't want to add anything to them, so that's fine. Same with the Agaki here, nothing really to rebuild, or is there? We could use deck edge lifts. That would be a super good thing because that improves readying time. You know what? That is something that we should really consider here. So is there anything else then that we can do to save a little bit of weight here? I suppose we can go for a little bit less AA guns. It's not the way that I would want to go, but deck edge lifts are so good. Yeah, that would work. The guns, we could remove some of them in the long term, but for now I think this is gonna be fine. That would of course be a legal design. It would take 3 months instead of 1. So we lose 2 months of her at the cost of using deck edge lifts. Probably not worth it. Not since we are at war. Right, what I do want to change though is the Itsumi. And the Itsumi class is a difficult choice here. These light cruisers are the ones that are by far the lightest, 3,400 tons. They are one of our oldest ships, 1918. They are pretty old. They're pretty not good, just. It's the big question is, what do we want to do with these? We could scrap them. They are damaged. They are pretty old. Is it worth it to rebuild them? And honestly, I think not. Oh, sorry. I wanted to open the design for a rebuild. Honestly, I think it's not worth to rebuild them, but we're going to do it anyway. And the thing is, it is a little bit faster to rebuild them than simply build them anew. So here's the issue with this design. Firstly, it's overweight to begin with. This is of course an issue. So that reduces stability. It means it's a worse gun platform. It means it has a lot of other issues. It will sink faster than otherwise. So that already is a problem here. The other problem is that for light cruiser, I would expect our light cruisers to have heavy AA. Heavy AA provides anti-aircraft fire to ships that are in the vicinity. So if these guys are around a carrier, they do currently not provide any AA to that carrier. I would like them to do that. It also isn't gunned that very well. Just 4 5-inch guns, that's less than some of our destroyers. So I think our most modern destroyers have 6 5-inch guns. So it's really not that great. Also, the torpedo tubes here, just one side torpedo tube, so just one on the side that can purely fire towards either side. That's not good. That's not good enough. So let's see what we can do here. Firstly, I would like to use dual purpose guns. That will give us some AA. If we add a director to that, that's going to be better. But here's the weight issue, so that is a problem. Also in torpedo tubes, we now have the technology to clear all of these guys and add a torpedo tube that is on the center line and that can fire to either direction instead of just one of them. So that's immediately more weight efficient. And if we could use 4 torpedo tubes, that'd be lovely too. But again, the weight issue. So the way to get around that is by doing the most drastical refit that we have done so far, and that is hit this button over here, replace machinery. This means we're ripping out the 1980 machinery and replace it with 1931, 1938. And you can see that saves a lot of weight. So just because of the way that engine technology has progressed, that is going to be better. And we can even use oil and turbine technology, and that's going to be even more weight here. That's good. That would be a legal design. It actually has a lot more weight that we can do, so what we're going to do is we're going to increase the gun load here and have a lot more guns. So all of the sudden, this guy has twice as many guns. He is going to be able to travel its original speed design here, so that's also going to be much better. And it will also be able to carry more torpedoes, so that's good. I don't think we can use mine equipment there. Can we do more here? Yeah, that looks good. We might also want to add another torpedo mount if we can. Let's check that out. So let's see, let's say there. This would be a legal design, and it still has weight remaining, so this is much better. Topside load looks fine to me. So honestly, I think this is going to be a decent-ish design. It's not perfect, but it's okay. The issue is it's costing us a lot. 9.6 million for a refit of a ship that, if we built it anew, that would cost us only 13 million. So very slight saving over an entirely new build. On the other hand, it would only take 10 months, so that's good. And I think that is a reason to do that. The other benefit in building this ship anew would also be that also all of the hull and all of the armor is something that would be done with modern designs instead of just the engine, and that would save us more weight, and that would make that better even like that. But that being said, I think this is decent enough, so we're going to go with that and save this design. That's fine, we don't need to do this. We're going to do that for both of these ships simultaneously. Rebuild them to the new design. There we go. That is going to cost us some money and it's going to take us some time. But there we go. So, other than that, I will be moving Battleship Division 3. We're going to move these guys to Southeast Asia because Battleship Division 1 is pretty much out of action except for the Yashima. So we're going to move them down there and have fewer forces in Northeast Asia, but I think it's still going to be alright-ish. So that's fine. Also, I'm moving the raiders from the Indian Ocean to the South Pacific because there's too much British traffic that is passing through here. Let's try to get our raider here into an area where there's less traffic of them. Also, I think we can move our one ship that we have got in the Central Pacific and move her to Northeast Asia to guard our home waters. There we go. Right. And that is that. We will need to consider some of our older ships here over time, but not now. I'm not going to scrap a lot of ships while we are at war. Tsushima finishing her reconstruction, Akazi finishing her reconstruction, that's good. We can fight on. Let's see whether we're going to do it. No! It is actually a peace deal here, and that is our first victory here against the Brits. Let's see. So we can grab territories. The issue is we can't grab a lot. In particular, we only have 6 points of value here, where we can try to grab territory from the enemy. And I think we can't go to the map, which is unfortunate because I would really like to see the map and what we can get. So I think one of the first things is we're going to grab Burma because that is going to give us oil and it does provide access to the Indian Ocean, and that is, I think, a very good expansion. It will allow us to go further than we are currently going, so that's fine. And then let's try to grab one more area that we can use that is in territories that we're not currently controlling, so it expands our reach. More stuff in the Indian Ocean would be of course helpful, but I'm looking a little bit more for Fiji here. South Pacific sounds like a good choice, and we can't grab Australia or New Zealand. We could go for the Bismarck Archipelago, but honestly I like Fiji. You know what, let's do it. There we go. The issue is the budget is... Ooh, I didn't even know there was that. Right, the budget is reduced dramatically, and that is a bit of an issue. Getting a lot of intel reports here. Let's go for low intel on these guys, pretty much no intel on the French. The Soviets and the Chinese, I think we can still do that. But yeah. So our budget is seriously strained at this moment. We are of course rebuilding and building quite a couple of things, which is good in principle, and it will free up some money, but only in 3 turns, and we don't really have 3 turns of money to spend. This is also very few ships actually that we've got down here. Did you cancel all of the corvettes? Oh, that's a new rule, isn't it? All of our corvettes were destroyed. Can I build corvettes? I can. Can I design a corvette? I think there must be a rule around minimum size or something. And I think we were under that. Yeah, I think we only had 500 tons. So only 600 tons is something that we can build and keep. That's unfortunate. Well, on the other hand, we're not paying the upkeep on everything, so that's fine. Now, tensions are actually pretty low except for France. So I think it might make sense to get everyone into reserve. Well, first of all, we're going to grab everyone who's currently not in. So can I move your ship? Cancel your movement. Okay, no, close all of this. Okay, right, all of you guys are going to go home, so that's the first thing. That will save us some money, but not really enough. So that's only a minor thing here. Northeast Asia, there we go. You guys will also move to Northeast Asia, please. Sometimes I just can't find it. There we go. Right, that will save us some money. We are building these ships or refurbishing these ships. That's costing us quite a lot here. You guys had maybe some trouble, but yeah, I think we'll just need to put everyone in reserve. That is gonna... Ooh, that's a new thing here. Okay, we're not gonna do that with the aircraft carriers, but everyone else, please. Yeah, that saves us $1 million. I think the two Hosho classes... I don't think we can put you in reserve right now, right? Because you're not at home. Yeah, we can only do that once you are at home. So let's do this turn here. And this might be a bit of a short episode because I'm not going to do... Oh, here's the study. So the enemy lost 48 aircraft in total. 67 of them were shot down by fighters. Yeah, so that really speaks to our lack of good AA. By the way, aircraft types. We've got one scout plane in a request in progress, but I think afterwards we'll need to address our fighters because their range is a little bit rubbish. That was hampering us in our ability to project force. Right, let's go back to everyone into reserve, please. Okay, yeah, now we are making some serious money here. That's good. Let's briefly look at the almanac here. Our naval budget isn't great though. Still better than Germany, still better than Italy, so that's okay-ish. But our funds are seriously tied up. Yeah. Yeah, they are. Is everyone in Northeast Asia? No, some of you guys are still in the South Pacific. Okay, you guys. Yeah, okay, because you're being repaired. To Northeast Asia, please. And notice the difference here between active force and being repaired. So that's a big issue here. Now, again, there are a lot of ships under construction, and we'll need to look at some refurbishments here. I do think we saw that we need more destroyers. So let's briefly look at our destroyer design here. Looks good. And I think it was very heavy on torpedo tubes. So I really like that. It's also providing some heavy AA. We've got enough funds here to build at least 2 more of these guys. I don't think we need to redesign it. We could do. Just make use of some of the best engine technology and stuff. And we'll need to consider all of these obsolete ships here. Can I rebuild you? No, and you're a single ship of your class. How do you look? I think that was one of the most rubbish designs that we've seen, with the single guns on either side. That's really old. It's really overweight. Can we clear all turrets and just give you a couple of good ones, like A, B turret and XY? Dual turrets, 5-inch calibers, dual purpose, increased elevation. Can we even do that? Yeah, we could. It's seriously overweight. If we replace the machinery, it would be alright. But again, super expensive. 9 million. You even have submerged torpedo tubes. That's really, really rubbish. We've got a couple on torpedo mounts here. 9.9 million. This at least is okay. I wonder why is your heavy AA notes, I think, similar to the other. Belt cover, okay. Conning tower, that's not great. 29 knots, that's also not good. You're carrying some mines. Could we add one more? Would that be legal? No. Oh, we can't even use these guys. Because this is too large. We would have to use them on either side, which would really, really reduce their effectiveness. So it would be something like that. Sorry about the noise here. Right, so you'd have a lot of weight remaining. We could use you with another gun platform here. Huh. And you can't even use that many torpedo tubes. It's a super expensive refit for something that I don't think is that worthwhile. Even the speed, I mean, we would need to dial up the speed, which would increase costs further. At least I would want you to keep up with our carriers. The 30 knots is sort of the minimum that I can imagine here. That would make you a heavy AA cruiser. It's not the worst choice, to be honest. Ship is overweight, but if we got rid of the torpedo tubes, it would actually be okay. And you'd have a decent heavy AA factor here. But at 13 million? 13 million for this? When were you built? 1913. No. No. No, I don't think this is it worth it? 17 million to build this anew? We don't have a lot of money, and this might be a good thing to start to... Oh, that's actually matching up very nicely with the weight here. That does mean, though, that you're not going to be able to take a lot of raid installations. Okay, you know what? Let's do it. This is going to be a much modernized ship. There we go. It's going to take a couple of months to build that. We probably want to resume the construction on this guy finally. And that already takes most of our budget away from us. In 2 turns, we're going to see some of these ships finishing their rebuild and stuff. So that's fine. And then we'll start to look at some of these other ships here. By the way, I'll need to check something's off screen here between the Akazi and this guy. What's actually the modernization here? Yeah, but that is something that I can do off screen. For now, I think this is a good place to put in a cut. I will advance time it a little bit and just keep things off camera until something exciting happens. But until then, I say thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Do leave a like and everything, and I see you around next time. Oh, and do let me know any of your thoughts for other ship classes here. Bye bye, guys.